Odd. So you may have noticed that I'm here alone this week. My partner Josh has a couple things he needs to attend to, a little bit more important than the show. Life is sometimes. But we are here and we are going to talk about basically the weekend. That was Indianapolis. Wow. A couple really key things happened at Indianapolis. Now, I will say the racing product, there was plenty. There's a lot left on the table. We'll say with that. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. But as far as the actual races themselves, well, the it all started at Indianapolis Raceway Park, the short track just across town. Well, half-mile flat track. They had the ARCA race also, but they also had the Crescent Truck Series race. Crescent Truck Series race ended up honestly being a kind of okay little race. There was more passing, we'll say, than happened at the big track. We'll say that. Results ended up being as followed. Lane Riggs basically dominated this race. I mean, he led all but just a few laps. Literally, he led basically the entire race. It was just a domination. He just dominated it all the way through. It was really impressive. But yeah, Lane Riggs, he finished first. Connor Mozak finished second in the number 7 Spire Chevrolet. Tommy Jeske finished third. Connor Chandler Smith finished fourth in the number 38. Lane Riggs' teammate, Front Row Motorsports teammate. Nick Sanchez, in one of his select races that he made to start for Spire Motorsports in their number 77 Chevrolet, he finished fifth. Decent run for Nick Sanchez. Stuart Friesen finished sixth. Caden Honeycutt. Now, honestly, Caden Honeycutt, I don't really know exactly what happened to him, but he even restarted a little bit later in the run, and a little bit later in the race on fresh tires, and was only able to work his way back up to 7th on fresher tires. I don't know what happened, how they missed the setup, or what happened, but 7th place in the Truck Series, when you're running for a championship, that's just not going to cut it. Now, Ryan Blaney, he finished 8th. Tyler Ankrum finished 9th. There's a little emergency. Some emergency going on somewhere there. Little siren going down the street. Happens on a busy road, guys. Yeah, Tyler Ankrum finished 9th. And Michael Christopher making one of his select starts in the Halmar Friesen number 62 Toyota. Got a top 10, finishing 10th. I gotta say this, and I'm just gonna say this. The highest finishing Dodge truck was 18th with Justin Haley. Now, yes, they're still running somebody's leftover seconds. They should have their first actual truck that they made, brand new chassis and everything. They should have that on track. I believe they said Richmond. So that it will be very interesting to see if they are able to turn up the level of competition that they've ended up with so far this year. Because I mean, really, they are a 15th to 24th place team, and that's all 5 of them. It's really bad for how much money that I'm sure Dodge is pouring into that whole operation. But yeah, now here, as far as point standings, I do want to Talk Truck Series point standings. And Lane Riggs obviously is leading. Caden Honeycutt second. Chandler Smith third. Christian Eck is fourth. Gio Ruggiero fifth. Ty Majeski sixth. Now, here is when we get closer to the bubble. Alright. Hello, Trish2188. How's it going? Thanks for checking out the stream. Sure do appreciate it. But yes. Ben Rhodes, he's 43 up in front of the cut line. Grant Enfinger, he's 26 above the cut line. Daniel Hembrick's 14 above the cut line. Stuart Friesen is currently 10th. He's 8 in front of Tyler Ankrum. Tyler Ankram's 11th. Jake Garcia is 24th and 12th. The only person that I see realistically with a shot at actually maybe making it into the top 10, having a logistic chance, would probably be Tyler Ankrum. I guess only time will tell. Now, as far as the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, now that was a pretty good race, especially for the oval. Yes, Trish, it is Lane's championship to lose. By all means, I would agree with you, especially with the different format that they're running now. You know, the chase format. It's definitely Lane's championship to lose. He's, in my opinion, he's the best driver in the Truck Series right now. That Front Row Motorsports team is the best team in the Truck Series right now. So, definitely. Thanks for the comment. I would agree. O'Reilly's going to be pretty interesting. Allgaier is so far ahead. It's when they restack everything, reline everything up for the chase. It's going to be, and they reseed everything. If anyone can just keep with Justin Allgaier, that's what's going to be interesting. Somebody gets hot, someone might. It is going to be interesting. I would agree, Trish. Definitely. Connor Ritchie. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yes, Lane is doing incredible. He definitely is. Now, getting to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. Here is the results. Basically, I'm just going to jump straight to the results of that race. Carson Kvapil was able to secure his first career O'Reilly Auto Parts Series victory. It was a real touching, heartfelt moment. I mean, in the interview after the race, Dale Jr. was tearing up. It was you could tell it meant a lot to Carson, and just had a few different people on the team actually that's had a pivotal part in growing Carson's career, you know, from late models all the way up. But yes, Carson Kvapil was able to win the race with teammate Justin Allgaier finishing second. Other teammate Ross Chastain in the number 9 Chevrolet finishing third, and Chase Elliott making one of his select starts in the number 88 Chevrolet finishing fourth. Yes, you guys heard that right. Junior Motorsports finished 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is the first time in history that's ever been done in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. So, thought that was a pretty cool feat that they achieved. William Sawalich, he also achieved a top 5, finishing 5th. Let's see, when the points reset, Allgaier will have a 50-point lead. All it's going to take is one bad race. Yeah, having to contain your excitement for both races, it was difficult, right? I'm guessing that is some sarcasm, because there was not much excitement. Maybe for the results, but for the race itself, there was not that much excitement. Not in Indianapolis, there just wasn't. I was over the moon for Carson, And I was thrilled. I was thrilled that um, that Lane won. I'm a fan of both of them, and I'm even a fan of Carson Hocevar. You know that I was glad that he won the pole, but it's like as far as the racing product, ugh, we'll get to that though. Yes, can't have favorites when you work media. I agree, and I don't have favorites either. And I know you work media and you do a good job of what you do, for sure. But I do have people that I would rather I like, you know. But now, sixth through 10th. Brent Cruz finished 6th. Corey Day finished 7th. Sheldon Creed and the number 00 for Haas Factory Team finished 8th. Brendan Jones finished 9th. And Austin Hill rounded out your top 10, finishing 10th. Parker Retzlaff. Parker Retzlaff in the number 99 Chevrolet for Viking Motorsports. He missed the top 10, but barely. He had a pretty decent race. He ended up 11th. Parker Retzlaff, I'm telling you, he's a driver where he gets just a little bit more seat time. If he gets a break with a team that's just like got a little bit, their footing a little bit better, or a little more money, a little better sponsor, anything, a little better people, anything. I think Parker Retzlaff's really got a bright future. I really do. Taylor Gray ended up 12th. Sam Mayer ended up 13th. Anthony Alfredo, Retzlaff's teammate at Viking Motorsports, ended up 14th. And Jeb Burton rounded out your top 15, finishing 15th. Whew. Really, go ahead and we'll take a look at point standings for the O'Reilly series. Because things are starting to heat up a little bit around the cut line. I will say that. Obviously, the leader, I mean, nobody's got anything for Allgaier. Until they reseeded, nobody's going to have anything for him. He's well over 200 points ahead of everyone else. It's like that. But yeah, Allgaier leads. Carson Kvapil second. Jesse Love third. Sheldon Creed fourth. Corey Day fifth. Brandon Jones sixth. Austin Hill seventh. Sammy Smith eighth. This is where you get down closer to the cut line, and you actually have to pay attention to the distance between the drivers, right? Parker Retzlaff is running 9th right now, 59 ahead of the cut line. Sam Mayer is 10th, 29 points ahead of the cut line. 11th is Brent Cruz, 13 points ahead of the cut line. Taylor Gray is 12th, 7 points ahead of the cut line. William Swalich is 13th, 7 points under the cut line. Roger Carruth, honestly, he's made a very valiant effort in his full-time season, which it has been, but in his efforts between his time in Junior Motorsports number 88 and then his time driving for Jordan Anderson in the number 32. He's still only 20 points out of the chase right now. He's 20 points behind the 14th. And Ryan Sieg runs out your top 15 in point standings right now. But he's got a little bit of distance behind. He's 67 out of the chase at this point. So it doesn't look very promising for him. Now, we're going to take a look, before we get into the news and everything else, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at where everyone finished in the Cup Series. Now, the Cup Series, obviously, I don't even know where to begin. I'm sure most of you watched the Cup Series race. Look, Corey Heim is, what he did in the Custom Truck Series was very incredible. He showed then that he was a next level talent. I'll say that. He showed then. Now, He's going in the Cup Series, not the Truck Series, not the O'Reilly Series, but he's in the Cup Series. And he's already won 2 races in his first 15 starts. That's wild. But yeah, Corey Heim wins the Brickyard 400 over Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, and Denny Hamlin. Really kind of shocking. Right now, the point standings are kind of as followed. I'll just read you who's. This is the cut line, okay? Joe Logano's honestly doing really well the last couple weeks. He's 65 above the cut line. Bubba Wallace is only 60 points above the cut line. Shea Van Gisbergen, likewise, has been doing rather well the last few weeks. He's built his gap up to 57 points between him and the cut line. Austin Cindric is 38 points over the cut line. Ryan Preece has dropped down to 38 points under the cut line. Eric Jones is 44 behind the line. Brad Keselowski's 50, and Michael McDowell rounds out your top 20. 20th in points, 76 points behind the cut line. Now, several really exciting things also happened in Indianapolis. How about this? Gilly with the Millie. Todd Gilliland ended up edging out Ryan Blaney to win the $1 million in the NASCAR's in-season challenge. This after Blaney was involved in the largest accident of the entire afternoon on lap 119. Gilliland finished 24th, and Blaney finished right behind him in 26th. Now, Carson Hocevar, after he ended up qualifying on the pole, but really, through each pit cycle, he'd fall a little bit further back, a little bit further back, a little bit further back. He ended up finishing the day 9th. It was kind of a frustrating afternoon. Both him and his teammate. His teammate, Daniel Suarez, started the day 2nd and ended the day 17th. So it was very frustrating, honestly. Now, NASCAR here's the question. Is the Indianapolis racing product a track issue or is it a race car issue? That's the real question. And the track has never been particularly a side-by-side, multi-groove racetrack. But with the next-gen car, and dirty air is much of a problem as it is with the current Cup Series car. Really? The current Cup Series car is the one to blame for such a lame racing product like the one that we had Sunday. That's the current car is the one to blame, not the track. Honestly. And it's never been particularly side by side, multi-group track, like I said, but you can pass, get under, pack air, move somebody up, get under them. It's possible. It's just with this car, there's too much, dirty air is just too much of an issue. Now, NASCAR is in talk on how to shorten cautions and even stage breaks in an effort to make the races not quite as long. Which I can agree with that, definitely. The days of people being alright with watching 4-hour-long races are, I believe, in the past, unfortunately. Outside of the Daytona 500 and probably the Coca-Cola 600, fans are largely in agreement that races, especially Cup Series races, need to be shortened in the length of time that they take. And NASCAR is actively taking a look at how to, remedy this issue. So, good. Kind of on a negative, in my opinion. on a negative level. After being resurrected by NASCAR, two tracks are likely to not have points races starting in 2027. Rockingham Speedway and North Wilkesboro Speedway. Both very well may lose their points races going into the 2027 season. Rockingham may be off the schedule altogether. They were just bought by, and they have new owners, and I think they're looking to do something totally different with the track. And it's believed that NASCAR is considering North Wilkesboro to be the all-star race again. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them two racetracks after all these years of people doing all this work to get them back. Now they might be gone. Hope not. Also, Chandler Smith announces that he will not return to Front Row Motorsports in 2027. He's rumored to be on his way to Richard Childress Racing's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series team, either behind the wheel of the number. I've heard it's to be behind the wheel of the number 2 Chevrolet, but I don't know. I mean, there's not been an announcement yet. That's why I'm saying I don't know, because, well, if there's nothing been announced, and there's nothing in stone. I'm just simply saying that out of just a rumor. That's a rumor mill thing. Now, basically, guys, I got to ask, what, on this weekend off, which all the drivers, in my opinion, definitely deserve, what do you guys have plans to do? You guys got any plans to catch any local short track racing anywhere? Plans to watch any old racing, you know? Plans maybe catch up on any racing related content, anything like that? What is your favorite Dale Senior paint scheme? Connor Ritchie asks. Did you like the rainbow car? The red, white, and blue? The rainbow car, buddy. The one that... Are you referring to the one from the 1996 Olympics? Is that the one you're saying is the red, white, and blue rainbow car? And then the Oreo sponsored black number 3. That was okay. The Oreo sponsored black number 3 was alright. It looked pretty similar to me. It was pretty similar, just it said Oreo. It was really similar to his GM Goodrich because of the white lettering and the black background. It was just similar. That's how I felt about it. It was kind of similar to his GM Goodrich. I thought I liked his Wrangler scheme from back in the day that he drove with Bud Moore, and he also drove. I think he did run into the Winston in '96 when the Olympics was in Atlanta, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it had like a picture of the torch on it on the front on the hood, like the torch, and it was like gold letters or some shit. Yeah, I remember that. That was a very nice. That was one of my favorite schemes, definitely. That and the Wrangler scheme that he ran with Bud Moore and the first part of his Richard Childress racing time. Also, I kind of liked the I sort of enjoyed the silver GM Goodrich scheme that he ran. He ran a silver one. That was pretty sharp. I liked that also. Oh, that was really sweet. Really? Huh. I share a last name with Bud Moore. My last name's Moore. I'm Steve Moore. He was a great team owner. He really was. From Spartanburg, South Carolina. Yes, sir. Bud Moore was a very good man. Served in the served in the war. Defended his country. He did a lot. He did a lot. And he was a great. He was one of the original owners, vintage NASCAR owners. But yes, anybody else got anything they'd like to talk about in the chat? Anything NASCAR related? I'm down to talk about anything y'all want. Oh, this. I just want to let you guys know. I released a video called From... I released a video. It's called From Also Rans to NASCAR Contenders. The Spire Motorsports story. You guys should check it out. It's on our YouTube channel right now. So, yep, I did all of it myself. The whole thing. Edited all the audio. All of it. Basically like I did most of the channel. I love NASCAR, what can I say? But what was your reaction to Brian Keselowski racing his way into the 500 at the time? Oh, and that number 92. Yeah, then he picked up sponsorship from Discount Tire. Yeah, once he made the 500, if I remember correctly. I was happy for him. I was proud of him. It just goes to show you that there's, well, two things. And it's multifaceted. A, anything can happen on a super speedway. And that's no cut at all at Brian Keselowski. But also that there was a pretty fair amount of talent in the Keselowski family. That's kind of the two things. I know. Oh, yeah, Connor. Yep. Yeah, Wally drove for Bud and had a tough time with Jimmy Spencer. He did have a tough time with Jimmy Spencer, but back then, a bunch of people had a tough time with Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy Spencer was frustrated that he was not having a better, more productive Cup Series career. That's truthful of what was going on, I think. I don't know Jimmy Spencer personally. So, but he was a very talented driver. Stuck in, I mean, Travis Carter tractors, man. And I mean, at times he would take them cars and go run real well with them. And I'm a Travis Carter fan. Hell, you seen what Todd Bodine climbed in his cars and did in the early 2000s. Just, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. Love Jimmy Spencer, love Wally Dallenbach. I remember exactly what you're talking about. I remember their interaction at Dover. Where Jimmy Spencer came over and started yanking his window net in 1996. I remember watching it on TV, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna beat him up. And I was a little kid, like 7 years old or some shit. It's crazy. It's really fun. But yeah, really, there's not all that much to talk about. This is just an off week. They are off this weekend. All three series. And they deserve that. This will be the final week that they're off, though. Also, throughout the whole year, will be the final week that they're off. And they will be switching over to NBC in USA going forward. So, be sure to make a mental note of that so you know where to catch the racing action going forward for the remainder of the 2026 season. But, yeah, well, I reckon that's going to pretty much do it for us here at Splash of Asphalt. Thanks for checking us out. You guys have a wonderful evening. Take care.